explain. This is not gospel. This is Sri Ramakrishna Bhagavatam, the Sanskrit biography of Sri Ramakrishna, written by a Pandit, a Sanskrit scholar, who had met Sri Ramakrishna in person. And very written with great devotion. Good evening, please take your seat. We have brought a cushion. You are not hiding the face of anyone. You have brought the gospel. तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. Thy nectar sweet words soothe lives scorched in the fire of worldliness and purify the blemishes of our heart. They have been sung by saints and sages of all times. Listening to thy words with faith and devotion is conducive to our spiritual well-being. Those who spread thy words are indeed the givers of the highest treasures to man. Last time from this book we read Sri Ramakrishna's bereavements from the death of some dear relations and bhaktas. We read some of those incidents because, as Sri Ramakrishna himself had said, you remember, that when God becomes an avatara, an incarnation, he has to behave just like a man, human being. Just as a human being, if a bereavement comes, if some dear and near one died, then that person suffers great agony, silent agony. People won't know, but he suffers very much. The same thing happened to Sri Ramakrishna. His brother's son, his name was Akshaya. He was a very qualified young man, and Sri Ramakrishna had great liking for him. He was living in Dakshineshwar. Then he suddenly died with a kind of severe illness. And Sri Ramakrishna was standing by his deathbed, and he said, I was standing near him and saw him slowly dying, and I saw that his soul is emerging from the body and goes out. At that moment I thought it is natural that on death the soul will leave the body. But in the night, when I tried to sleep, I felt so much pain in my heart, as if my heart is like a towel, wet towel, is being wrung. Is that the word? Is wrung. I felt so much. Then I told myself, this Akshaya, of course he was my elder brother's son. There was a blood relation. But I am a sadhu, I am a sannyasi. If to me the loss of a dear and near one causes such pain, then what is the state, what is the condition of householders, people who are in the world? How much pain they suffer when their son or daughter or mother or grandfather or great-grandfather dies. They suffer so much pain. You cannot blame them. You cannot just give him a spiritual advice. Oh, this is natural. When there is birth, there is death. That is the usual advice we give. That won't give consolation. So Sri Ramakrishna told himself, the Divine Mother showed me this experience of pain in case of bereavement. An avatara has to have a thorough knowledge of things that go on in this world, because his mission in life is to raise man from his state of ignorance to his state of freedom. So he had to know this world, how the working of this world. This is one object lesson. So we read that there are other bereavements. His own mother died, then some devotees died, and each time he suffered great agony. Not merely sympathy, but really he felt pain. This is to exemplify that an avatara also has to suffer. And Sri Ramakrishna used to quote Rama of the Ramayana. When his wife Sita was abducted by Ravana, the Rakshasa king of Ceylon, the two brothers Rama and Lakshmana wandered in the forest in search of Sita, and he had so much suffering. He's crying, "Oh Sita, where are you?" Like just an ignorant person, as if he was an ignorant. But this is the play of the avatara. He has to show, he has to accept the human failings, the human experiences. So we read that now today. Then we had also read from this book his pilgrimage to different places. Now he is speaking of, it was his custom, if he would hear that there is a great devotee somewhere, He would very much like to meet that devotees. So he had heard that there in the Brahma Samaj there is a great devotee, leader, Keshav Chandra Sen. So that is described here. One year before his mother's death, this thing happened. A year before the death of his mother, Thakur was very anxious to see Keshav Chandra Sen, who was a famous scholar and leader of Brahma religion. At that time, Keshav was residing in the house of Joy Gopal Sen in Belghoria, near Calcutta. Thakur went to that place with Hriday, his nephew. Keshav was much impressed by the divine and devotional words of Thakur. Keshav Chandra Sen, who believed in one undivided entity, they did not accept the forms of deities like the Hindus. They believed the monotheistic, like Christianity, like Islam, one God, no form. So he belonged to that Brahma Samaj, who believed in one undivided entity, was much attracted by devotional approach to God as enunciated by Sri Ramakrishna, and thereupon he appreciated the greatness of Sri Ramakrishna with much regard. Soon the news that Keshav Chandra Sen had worshipped Sri Ramakrishna with great devotion spread all over Calcutta, and the fame of Sri Ramakrishna as a great saint spread far and wide. Thakur secured a great influence over Brahma community. Vijaya Krishna Goswami, who was one of the greatest exponents of Brahma religion, became converted to Hindu religion by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna. Let me read a little Sanskrit. Sri Dakshineshwara Dhyane Tadarabhya Mahatmana Asuta Pudbam Bhavasya Mahashakti Jitasya Cha Sadhakasya Supta Bhavo Vyapto Nana Kakup Suhi Dakshineshwara Akrida Nana Jana Samagame. From that time on, the Dakshineshwar, temple of Dakshineshwar, began to be visited by many people. By some unknown attraction, they began to come to that temple. They, of course, visited the shrines of Kali and the other shrines of Radha Krishna and Shiva. And they also inquired, we have heard that here is a sadhu, a holy man, where is he? And somebody said, go there, the holy man in that room. They came there, they thought they would see a sadhu with garua clothes, with draksha beads. Came there, he saw a simple man wearing a red bordered cloth, and they did not think that he is the sadhu. They asked him, where is Ramakrishna Paramhamsa? Then they thought he is a gardener. So once it happened that one man came and he was walking outside and there were garden flowers. So he asked him, he had come to see the Paramahamsa. So he asked this man, will you bring 2 flowers for me? So Sri Ramakrishna at once went and brought 2 flowers. And this later on inquiring, this man came to that Sri Ramakrishna's room and found that the gardener was Sri Ramakrishna. It was that gardener who was sitting there on the cot and laughing. Have you found the Paramahamsa? Such was his humility. So after Keshav Chandra Sen was a celebrated man of the time, he showed so much respect and began to write about him in his journal, the journal of the organization about Sri Ramakrishna. Then people began to flock there to the temple. That is, from that time onwards, the glory of Sri Ramakrishna radiated far and wide, and due to constant pouring in of large number of visitors, Dakshineshwar temples became one of the holiest places of the world. There are several temples there, as you know. The main temple is Mahakali's temple. Then there is a Vishnu Radha Krishna temple. And there are 12 Shiva temples. So our place is like Dakshineshwar. We have a Shiva statue there. We have Sri Chaitanya statue there. We have Shankaracharya statue there. We have Saint Francis image there. Moses there. And inside our temple we have Sri Ramakrishna. And there is Holy Mother, there is Buddha, there is Christ, Vivekananda. And when we do the worship, Nitya Puja, everyday morning worship, we invoke the presence of all the deities of all the religions. So this place we should consider, it follows the ideal of Sri Ramakrishna. He accepts all forms. The formless God, which if we look at the sky above, that is a symbol of the formless God. And if we look below, we look at human beings, we look at the trees and all, this world of multiplicity, then that nameless God, that formless God is revealed to us in this, so many forms. So Sri Ramakrishna has his special message is that the formless and the God with form are not two, and one should not be dogmatic, should not say God is formless only. So Sri Ramakrishna was for believing anything that helps man's spiritual growth. People, irrespective of caste or creed, flocked to Dakshineshwar from far off places, some to spend money on holy services and some to earn money from pilgrims. It became a holy place. Even now there is crowds. Too much. How did you find Dakshineshwar? Very much crowded?
Pretty crowded.
And business, huh?
Lots of business.
Lots of business. Things change. Sri Ramakrishna would have been very much hurt if you would see the present state of situation. Roganashartham manneva striputra pashet ichchaya rajadare jayarthang va putra prapti ashaya va evang nana jana nana kamana purti hetave ana agada gambhiram api chanchalam chakru revatam tadaiva mauva parimukta chetasa Sri Ramakrishnasya sukhara vindata udatta shabda sumahan samuttito aham sudagdho vishayasya bhartaya. Some came to be cured of their disease, or to tide over family troubles, or to have a favorable decree of the court of law, or to have a child born to them. Thus people came there to have their various desires fulfilled. Thakur became very much perturbed and said, I am greatly afflicted with all these prayers for earthly comfort and pleasures. O my devotees and followers, come quickly to relieve me of my troublesome task. He had prayed to Mother, Divine Mother, bring some pure soul devotees whose company will give me joy and peace. I cannot bear this worldly talks and worldly behavior of these people. Some ask for medicine, some ask for this and that. So Mother said, he heard the voice of the mother. Mother said, they will come, wait with patience. They will come, pure soul devotees will come. So Sri Ramakrishna sometimes would go on the top of the terrace. There was a building there where the proprietors, when they would come and stay in that building, it is outside the temple yard. Sri Ramakrishna would climb on the terrace and shout, "Oh devotees, where are you? Where are you?" Then the devotees slowly came. Not immediately, but slowly, one by one, those devotees who were his intimate disciples, monks or young people, men, women, all began to come, and they were so happy. When any devotee would come, Sri Ramakrishna would dance in joy. And he always used to keep some food in his room, some sweetmeats, some fruits, and whenever any devotee would come, he would make them feed. He will feed them. To relieve Thakur of his worries, there came forward many an able and wise devotees in response to his call. Among them most noteworthy were Narendranath, that is Vivekananda, Kashinath, Shashi, these are his direct disciples, monastic, Taraknath, Girish, Gangadhar, Ramdatta, Rakhal, Latu and Baburam, who dedicated themselves to serve the will of Thakur and pacified the people crying for earthly pleasure and comfort. Devasya tatraiva subhakta goshtham Sri Ramakrishnasya mukhara bindat Jannishitang Veda Purana Siddham Kathamritam Tena Taranti Bhavya Tadeva Vishwasya Janasya Mangalam Sumangalam Jat Paramang Pragiyate Tenaiva Labhyang Purushartham Jatam Dharmartha Kama Paramohi Moksha. At that time, the wise sayings of Thakur, uttered in consonance with the Vedas and the Puranas, beckoned the way to eternal bliss, to words that he would say by simple illustrations, according to the needs of people. Some woman comes, he speaks just for her needs. Young man comes, he inspires him with the idea of renunciation. A householder comes, he inspires him with selfless karma yoga, detached. Like this. Now these words are the message of the Vedas and Vedanta, the Upanishads, the scriptures. Thakur did not say anything which is against the scriptures. Whatever we read in the Upanishads, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Puranas, in Sri Ramakrishna's words, we find them. But in a very simple manner. He used very popular, well-known illustrations from everyday life. And that made his words very simple and powerful. Once Thakur went with his young disciples to participate in the great musical festival of the Vaishnavas held at a place about 4 miles from Dakshineshwar. Wherever there would be some religious festival, Sri Ramakrishna would try to go there. He would say, whenever people gather in some place for worship, for prayer, for religious music, for dancing, that place becomes a holy place. You should go there, and that would be conducive to the growth of your bhakti, love. So one such place was Panihati, a few miles north of Calcutta. And there that place was visited by Sri Chaitanya's intimate companion Nityananda. And many Vaishnava devotees through the years, Sri Chaitanya's period was 500 years before Sri Ramakrishna. So every year they used to have a festival there. That used to be called Panihati festival. And Sri Ramakrishna, if every year he used to go, the devotees would hire some boats, 3 or 4 boats, and many devotees would accompany him to that holy place. So one year, with his young disciples and other disciples, he went to attend that festival. And as from Dakshineshwar it was about 8 miles or 10 miles to go by the river, Ganga. And when the boat reached the destination and people began to get out of the boat, and Sri Ramakrishna jumped out of the boat. And with 2 hands, the kirtan was going on. Holy music, people were singing and dancing. And Sri Ramakrishna, without looking at anyone, he rushed to the crowd. And some of the bhaktas wanted to hold him, because they knew that he had no control on his body. When he is in ecstasy, there is every chance to fall down and break his hands. Once it happened in Dakshineshwar. But before anybody had a chance to catch him, He rushed there and with two hands raised like this, he began to dance and join their music. And he began to, he was a good singer. So he joined the crowd and began to sing, and people began to bring garlands and put on his neck. And in that position he began to dance, and there was a temple there, Krishna's temple and Gauranga's temple. So all people were rushing towards that. And Sri Ramakrishna was, along with the crowd, singing and dancing. He began to follow them. And sometimes he would take the lead. He would improvise sentences, devotional sentences in the song, in the kirtan. And they would follow him. So that was a divine sight that is described in other biographies. Now he describes briefly. The place was called Panihati. There lived a famous Vaishnava devotee named Raghunath Das. He was a prince and his wife was a paragon of beauty. The annual income of his estate was more than 1,00,000 rupees, but he had no attraction for money or woman. He dedicated himself to the holy services of Lord Sri Krishna. He lived only to sing hymns to God. So that was the place where this Raghunath went and held that festival, and in commemoration of that, annually they used to hold this. If the friends of the father of Raghunath would ask him to take steps to prevent Raghunath from keeping himself aloof from his family, he would say, all this vast property of mine and his wife, who is a paragon of beauty, have not been able to attract him. Hence I don't think that he can be rectified by any strong and forcible steps. On coming to know of the uncommon devotion and aversion to earthly pleasure, Lord Gauranga himself appeared at the residence of Raghunath on the 13th lunar day in the month of Jaishtha, June, to bless him and also to present an inspiring example to his disciples. On seeing the holy appearance of Sri Gauranga, Raghunath fell at his feet. This is an old allusion of the story. Sri Gauranga lifted him up and said, Dear son, as you are living in great peace of mind by making yourself free from all earthly bondages, I shall bless you as if with a punishment. Just arrange to feed me with my followers and have my blessing. A great feast as well as a festival was arranged. That was 400 years before. But every year in memory of that, they hold this festival. And all of them was well fed with flattened rice and sweets. The Vaishnavas call it the festival of flattened rice, or the festival of punishment. From that time onwards, the Vaishnavas offer flattened rice to Sri Gauranga on all festive occasions. Every year on that day, they hold the festival at that place and become so much absorbed in singing the holy names that they forget their earthly attachments. Thakur also held that this festival was the holiest of all Vaishnava festivals. Thakur also participated in that festival and displayed the divine moods of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda and Advaita. In that festival, Thakur appeared to be no other than Sri Krishna Chaitanya himself. He was dancing with the devotees, and people felt that Sri Chaitanya has appeared in his person. For nearly the whole day he sang the holy songs, greatly adding to the joy of the devotees. It was a rainy day, and he sang and danced barefooted. Consequently, he felt very cold on his way back to Dakshineshwar. He became much afflicted with a pain in his throat. Previously, he had a similar attack as he took some ice cream. Now the pain became growingly unbearable. Experienced physicians declared that the disease was incurable. Among his devotees there was a great physician. In spite of every effort, the disease could not be cured. At this, Thakur said, "The disease will take its own course. This, however, should not hamper my holy discourse with my disciples." So he continued his, but as he started to impart instructions to his devotees without taking any care for recovery from his disease, blood came out of the aching part of his throat. Among his devotees there were two women who were lovingly called by him Jaya and Vijaya, as they were very obedient to Sarada Devi. They were mothers of Jagendra and Gopal respectively. So one is called Jaginma, the other was called Gopal's mother. Many devotees assembled in the house of the mother of Jagendra on the occasion of Guru Puja festival. When they heard of this bleeding of Thakur, they immediately came to see him and advised him to stay in Calcutta for medical treatment. They also assured good nursing arrangements. Thakur consented to their proposal. At the village of Bagbazar, which was near to the holy river Ganga, a small two-storied house was hired. Thakur stayed there for a few days and refused to stay there longer. He said this house is quite suitable for them whose days are numbered and who like to breathe their last on the bank of the holy Ganga. I like to be constantly associated with my devotees who can hardly be accommodated here. So he was shifted to the house of Balaram Basu, who was very glad to receive him. That was also near. He, decorated with ornaments, was seated on a lotus. In the Treta Yuga, he appeared as Ramchandra, king of Ajodha, and had his crown and ornaments. In the Dwapara Yuga, he appeared as Sri Krishna, who had his ornaments in addition to a conch, a wheel, a club, and a lotus in his four hands. Thakur did not care at all to get himself cured of the disease. He gave himself up to holy discourse with his devotees. At this time, a memorable incident took place. It was a Sunday, the day of recreation and rest. Hence, many devotees had the opportunity to meet Thakur at the house of Balaram. Among them, Nitya Gopal Goswami, a professor of Dhaka University, was present there to listen to the sayings of Thakur. He said, "It is told that God shines with ornaments like necklace, earring, crown, and bangles, etc. How is it that thou art bereft of all ornaments, even the silver ring which is used by all holy men? I have brought a little piece of ornament for you, and I shall be glad if you kindly accept my offer and wear it." At this Thakur said, "Dear sir, you are right to say so. In the three yugas, God appeared with ornaments. In the Satya Yuga, God appeared as Narayana. He decorated with ornaments, was seated on a lotus. In the Treta Yuga, he appeared as Ramachandra, king of Ayodhya, and had his crown and ornaments. In the Dwapara Yuga, he appeared as Sri Krishna, who had his ornaments in addition to a conch, a wheel, a club, and a lotus in his four hands. He appeared as Sri Chaitanya at Navadvip. He had no ornaments, not even a garland of flowers. He showed the way to bliss by renunciation. I have thought it wise to follow him by avoiding gold and woman, and thereby attained peace and happiness. He appeared to teach devotion and love, and also to purge the earth of sins. In the fourth Yuga, which is Kali Yuga, God appeared to save mankind from engulfing sins and to protect religion and piety. He appeared as Sri Chaitanya at Navadvip. I have thought it wise to follow him by avoiding gold and woman, and thereby attain peace and happiness. So the very touch of metallic ornaments burns me like a red-hot iron. After such other holy discourses, the great poet Girish Chandra Ghosh and the most intellectually gifted Kalipada sang together a very sweet song about devotion to Sri Gauranga. The purport of the song was that Sri Gauranga lamented his inability to fulfill the mission of his life, as the people could not be purged of their sins due to their proneness to earthly pleasure and aversion to holy pursuits. When Thakur in his divine mood extended his right leg towards Goswami, the latter held it on his breast and washed it with his tears. When Thakur regained his balance of mind, he said to his devotees, "Sing aloud the holy names of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, which will bring you all joy and happiness." At this, one of the devotees said, "When uttering the holy name once only is sufficient to dispel all our sins, repeated recital of holy names should not be advised by any holy man." On hearing this, Thakur said, "Such remarks of my disciples about a good preceptor are not wise. To attain soundness of body and mind, and also to purify mind in its three states of wake, drowsiness, and deep sleep, it is necessary to utter holy names repeatedly. You might have observed the boatsmen try repeatedly to fix the bamboo pole in the river at the time of rest to get their boat tied to the pole, so that the tides of the river cannot make them restless. Just in the same way, men can save themselves from the 6 worldly waves, namely bereavement, undue attachment, age, death, hunger and thirst by repeated chanting of holy names. Thus, during his stay in the house of Balaram Basu, Thakur blessed his disciples with his wise sayings. And next he will go to another house, the Shampupur. We have those descriptions in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. This is a short book. Then finally he will go to Kashipur. At that stage, his health will be completely broken down. Is this breeze sufficient to fly the kite? No. No. Then we shall read that Kite Song. The mother Shama is flying the kite. One kite means one jiva. I shall find out that song. It was written by a great mystic. Sri Ramakrishna used to sing his songs. Shamama Uracho Ghuri. Oh mother, you are flying the kites. They are singing that song. Try to imagine they are singing that song. Yes, got it. 136th page. This song may be the collection of tapes you brought, 3 tapes, songs sung by Sri Ramakrishna. It might be there. In the world's busy marketplace, O Shama, thou art flying kites. High up they soar in the wind of hope, held fast by Maya's string. Each kite is a jiva, and each jiva has so much hope. Their frames are human skeletons. They are sails of the 3 gunas made, their sails. But all their curious workmanship is merely an ornament. Upon the kite strings, thou hast rubbed the manju paste of worldliness, so as to make each straining strand all the more sharp and strong, the strings. Out of 100,000 kites, at best but 1 or 2 break free, and thou dost laugh and clap thy hands. O mother, watching them, we are suffering, you see. We are jivas, we are kites. We are flying in the hopes and pursuits and all. But 1 or 2 somehow escape. The mother is holding, you see. But when they escape, the mother says, oh, it's gone. Mother is very happy. If among thousands of bound jivas, 1 or 2 can escape by virtue of their vivek, of vairagya, love, mother is very happy. Mother has bound us, no doubt, but she is very happy if one can escape. On favoring winds, says Ram Prasad, this is written by Ram Prasad, a mystic. The kites set loose will steadily be borne away to the infinite across the sea of the world. That is, he makes the remark, by mother's grace, though these kites are jivas bound, but by mother's grace all will be free. That is the song about the kite. When spring comes, we shall save that kite. In February and March, there is spring, there will be surely wind. Huh?
I think it could fly tonight.
You were talking about Mother flying the kites. The trees were moving pretty good for her.
Who are you moving?
She was moving the trees.
I think it's worth a try.
What they try? Chuck, bring that kite. Let us see if the kite moves. He's singing the same song. I hear he's singing the same song.
The trees, they're all blowing.
Oh, they're blowing.
We can get them up that high.
It's the same song, all right, son.
Yes. Samama Uracha Bhuri. I have never, to myself I have sung, but I have never sung this song. They are singing this song, I'm sure.
No,
You see, all sounds are Brahman. If your mind can imagine, you see, that there any sound that is happening anywhere, it is holy sound. Then you can concentrate. If you can stop your mind and try to think, they are singing this song, then you will be in ecstasy. You will also raise your hand and dance.
I saw a videotape of you dancing in Krishna Speaking Council.
Oh, that was on Shivaratri, one day before Shivaratri. Let us in the meantime finish our Namo Namo Prabhu. Namo Namo Prabhu Vachamanati. Namo Namo Prabhu Vachamanati. Mana Bachanai Kadhar. Mana Bachanai Kadhar. Jyotira Jyoti Ujala Hridikandar. Jyotira Jyoti Ujala Hridikandar. Tumi Tama Bhanjanahar. Prabhu Tumi Tama Bhanjanahar. De 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 langa ranga bhang baje anga sanga midang. De 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 langa ranga bhang baje anga sanga midang. Gahiche chanda bhakata brinda arati tomar. Gahiche chanda bhakata brinda arati tomar. Jaya jaya arati tomar. Hara hara arati tomar. Shiva shiva arati tomar. Khandana bhava bandhana jaga bandhana bandi tomar. Jai Sri Guru Maharaj Ji ki Jai. Jai Mahamai ki Jai. Jai Swami Maharaj Ji ki Jai. Will try?
Yeah, did you want to
No,
grab the
this
parking
is
lot?
fine. We got the camera here.
Oh, I a lot of trees.
Oh, they've gone.
Why? Let me see.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
We're going to come back.
You have brought it in the picture?
Are you going to do it again, Chuck?
Wind died.
Oh, I think they can do it out in the parking lot.
I don't go. Hey. Huh?
Uh-oh. What does that mean, Swami?
Yeah, probably in another 10 minutes the wind is going to be strong.
None of wind, Swamiji.
Huh?
None of wind and no tail.
It is.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, tail, I see.
There's a tail in that package, Chuck. But not for now, but it is there in that
The kite flying has come in the picture. Then what you want in the picture? You want me dancing a little?
Oh.
If you can sing, I can dance. You say it, no problem. Then we can. Chuck's strong voice.
You need some space, Swami?
No, I will go.
Oh, okay.
Namo Namo Prabhu Bhajamanadika Namo Namo Prabhu Bhajamanadika Mano Bhajanankara Mano Bhajanankara Kandara Gotira Jyoti Kandara Tumi Tamo Bhanjana Bhat Prabhu Tumi Tamo Bhanjana Bhat Ranga Ranga Bhanga Bhaje Ranga Sangamrita Ranga Ranga Bhanga Bhaje Ranga Sangamrita Gahite Chanda Bhakata Vinda Arati Tomar Gahite
Chandra Bhakata Vrinda Arati Toma Jaya Jaya Arati Toma Hara Hara Arati Toma Shiva Shiva Arati Toma Namo Namo Prabhupada Namo Namo Prabhupada Mana Vachanayakara Mana Vachanayakara Jyotira Jyoti Gavari Sandara Jyotira Jyoti Gavari Sandara Kumitama Bhanganaha Prabhu Kumitama Bhanganaha Namo Namo Prabhupada Namo Prabhupada Manavachanayakara Manavachanayakara Jyotira Jyoti Jalagiri Kandara Jyotira Jyoti Jalagiri Kandara Kumitama Bhanganaha Prabhu Kumitama Bhanganaha Namo Namo Prabhupada Manadika Namo Namo Prabhupada Manadika Manavachanayakara Manavachanayakara Jyotira Jyoti Jalagiri Kandara Jyotira Jyoti Jalagiri Kandara Kumitama Bhanganaha Kumitama Bhanganaha Ranga Bhanga Bhaje Anga Sangha Vidanga Ranga Bhanga Bhaje Anga Sangha Vidanga Gahi Chanda Bhakata Vinda Arati Choma Gahi Chandra Bhakata Vinda Arati Choma Jaya Jaya Arati Choma Hara Hara Arati Choma Shiva Shiva Arati Choma Khandana Baba Bandana Jagavandana Vanditoma Jai Sri Guru Sri Jai Bye. Now stop your machine. No more wastage.
I have the knowledge.
Huh?
I have your book.
Yes. All right. Leon, don't try that.
Oh, the heck
Don't
no.
forget your old lesson. No.
No, I was
There are
just
people
going to. I won't try to do anything.